thanks to my AI, guys, there's a lot happening right now that my life is so much lighter. So I know. My kids, some of them are like, it's so bad. And I'm like, you don't know what it does for me with my brain.
And because we have to do
Yeah.
so much, so you just showed
Yes.
me, and
Yeah.
I'm about to take lessons from,
Yes.
but your desktop looked amazing.
Yeah.
So
From
we talked
34,
about,
34 folders.
so you just had 34 like on your
Just
desktop,
of everything.
and
Personal,
it can
family,
go
business,
in
all
and
that. And
like,
then it just gave me 5 buckets and then it put them all and it scanned all my files inside my folders.
did you physically have to
Nope,
move that? Oh
nothing.
my God.
I gave it the dispatch head. I'm like, I just sent it to do it. A task. It's a task. Like I did my schedule and I did the block. So I'm like, okay, weekly I'll adjust, but
Uh-huh.
I'm adhering to that because that's gonna help me. I'm
Yeah.
kind of feeding it like this is what I do. This is what I do. Like I need to plug in rest time. I need to
Yes.
plug in this time. So it's not sexy, but damn, it is.
It sounds sexy. Now in my
To
40s,
be
these are
fair.
my sexy things that sound sexy. Systems, structure.
Calendars.
Yes, like
Reminders.
all of that. I'm like, oh, that sounds
Clean
amazing.
mailbox.
Organized, like just that. All of
The
anything
folders.
organization
Oh
is
my
like
gosh.
sexy. I don't want to be hearing about
A clean
clubs
closet.
and yeah,
A clean
yes,
closet.
all of that
Dishes
is like,
done.
oh,
Oh my gosh.
it-
Cozy pajamas. See how much joy there is? I mean,
don't buy me flowers, just clean the dishes. Just welcome back to the Delulu Magic Podcast. I'm your host, Paola.
And I'm Gabby. And today we're going to be talking about the joy of midlife.
It's been pretty good, I would say, after the roughness of midlife.
Oh my
There's like
gosh.
a joy after
The thing?
the breakdown or something.
Yeah, I thought about that again. We kind of try to get it together with our topics, but then I figured let's talk about something we both can have a point of view on. So I really thought about this about midlife because obviously, Paola and I have been together for over 30 years.
Yes.
So that's 3 decades of
My
we've-
longest relationship.
relationship. So we've seen a lot within our lives and with each other, right? And I can honestly, generally tell you that I think this reminds me of when we were 16, of how how much joy we found in so many things like that. We kind of have found ourselves, like me, I found me, you found yourself, and then we're like again finding each other, like all the things that brought a friendship
Yeah.
together, right?
I would agree.
So I really am truly like grateful to be now here, like late 40s, because
Mhm.
fuck, they came fast. I didn't believe people.
So fast.
But I think the longer you live, I heard, but the faster the time goes.
Yeah.
So going into just that whole, when I do the recap of our friendship, that I'm like, oh my gosh, yeah. When we were young, there was like, we didn't care. Like there was just we didn't tell ourselves no. We may have been impulsive and crazy, but we had a lot of joy and built into our lives, right? And we obviously got into our 20s. Life happened, school, marriage, all the stuff. We just got to be these masks that we talk about a lot, right? We put them on and put them on. So little by little, we kept suppressing ourselves,
Yeah.
right? Even with each other, because it was like, yeah, we come together and then, but it's just very brief. So I'm gonna kind of be this and tell you a little bit, and in hard times still, but it was not the same. Like, there were so many other things that felt like they were more important that we cared about. And then now, probably the last year or two, it's just like, none of that really fucking matters. Let's just have a good time. Be okay.
Because we're not here for a long
No,
time.
we're not. And we can heal. We can also live. And
we
really
can feel
living.
all the,
Yes.
even the negative or the bad stuff that we, I think at some point
Yes.
thought we don't want to feel these
Yeah.
feelings of negativity or of sadness. And now I think we're at a point where it's like, oh, that's part of the life journey.
Yes.
And it will get better.
It does.
It goes away, and you can, it makes to me now the sweeter even better because
Yeah.
I can kind of, I can compare.
Mm-hmm.
And so I definitely feel you on that. I feel like we found ourselves, but I feel like I've almost found like my 17-year-old, that excitement, that curiosity, that energy of like, I'm going to say yes instead of, I'm in my 40s, I'm tired. I want to, go home after this. I don't want to go to the event or the dinner. I'm like, no, say yes. I would say we would say yes to everything,
Yes, yes.
even some things we probably
Yeah,
should have said
yeah,
no to back then.
yeah.
But we were always out and just, I think, living.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we stopped ourselves from doing that because we are like, what are we supposed to be doing? Focus on your responsibilities and be an adult. And also don't let people know that you're sometimes breaking down, even though we've been together so long
Mm-hmm.
and have seen each other
Yeah.
through really hard times. I don't think until recently we've been like, I'm gonna bare my soul. I'm gonna tell
Mm-hmm.
you like all the
Mm-hmm.
stuff that's just like
Yeah.
breaking me apart.
Yeah.
But in that, it made it better.
Of
It
course.
helped it
The
ease that.
authenticity is like there, right? Like that your soul is actually like connecting. Like I think right now as you're describing all that, I'm like, okay, well yeah, one, we like stop people pleasing.
Mm,
So then you're just like free. Like that is like a big thing we really love to do in our 30s into our 40s, right? They mean concerned about everything else or the outside. Then I think when we started to look inside, it kind of made everything kind of for me, I have found like this state of flow that where my things are a little better. Doesn't take away from suffering, doesn't take away that shit's not gonna go wrong, but I'm able to like come back and like kind of recalibrate
mm-hmm.
in a sense of where I'm like, I'm okay. Like this too is going to pass,
Yeah.
like where I could never say that before, where it felt like minor tiny things would be the end of the world,
Because our
you know?
nervous system was always like on this
Well,
high alert.
that's what
Now
it
I feel
is.
like we get there, but
Yeah.
then we can recognize it.
Yes.
Before I thought that was just our state of
Like a
being.
permanent state. Well, I felt like that. I always felt like I had a cloud on me.
Yeah.
Like just no matter how good, like I wasn't able to see the good. Now
Yeah.
I'm able to really there's obviously moments still that there will be like little triggers, but I'm always like thinking, okay, what can I get from this? What is it meant for me? Like,
Mm-hmm.
where am I at? How do I really feel with it? Like I'm sitting, like last night, I sat in my, my hobbies of boredom, but I went to my needlepoint class.
Mm-hmm.
And then yesterday I hadn't done it. And then I was like, nope, I'm going to go outside. No freaking phone on, nothing. I'm going to deal with this. Again, I was like so annoyed because you know what? I don't want to do this like beginner shit. It was so hard. It was such a hard thing for me to do. Did it for 20 minutes. Then I went inside and I was like so much calmer. Not that I was in a heightened state before
Mm-hmm.
that, but I really was like, okay, these little things that I can put into my life. Now I can, at my age, at midlife, I am like, I'm going to do them for me because I want to, because it feels good. And before I could never do that.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And when I was young, yes, I did them, but it was, with all that adrenaline, the excitement, you're growing up, all your feelings, all that. So now to have it with experience, it's so sweet to me.
Yeah.
Like, like now when I go do activities or anything, I'm like, oh, this is amazing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think we make time for it for a long time. Obviously, you were growing a
Yeah.
business, I was growing a business. And at that time, and kids, right,
Mhm.
family, it's like you feel like there's all these priorities and you don't prioritize yourself. We've
Mhm.
talked about this before. But for example, tomorrow we
Yeah.
talked about going to do
Yes.
something and I
Yeah.
canceled a meeting. I'm like, does this meeting have to happen? I've been
Mhm.
working so hard. And yes, I'm growing my business again and it's fantastic. And sometimes it feels overwhelming, but then I'm also like, I pray for times like this.
Yes.
I sound like
We do.
as
We
Meek
do.
Mills. If y'all don't
Yes.
know.
You do.
And so I'm gonna take that. And yes, sometimes it's a little stressful, but I'd rather have the calls and the people wanting to order and the, and all these texts versus nothing.
Yes.
But also it's the balance of Paola, do not forget to prioritize yourself, your mental health, and your joy. So sometimes I feel like I am tested a lot to see if I revert back to my whole workaholic life. And I have to remind myself, no, it's important that you take time to balance and have joy. And so I canceled some meeting. I was like, no, I'm going to go out with my best friend. We're going to go,
Yeah.
hang out, have
fun.
lunch. Yes.
We're gonna
and have fun.
Fun time.
And it's beautiful weather. And
Yes.
it's something I can reschedule. It is completely fine. No one's like, obviously, if it was something urgent, I would have, stayed.
Yes.
And I'm so much more comfortable with saying no. It's still a little hard. I don't know how it is for you. Do you still find it a little difficult, the no?
It's getting easier. Like it's getting easier. But let me tell you again, this always amazes me because it just happened today. But I find that when I talk to my adult children and they tell me about whatever they're going through, and I kind of want to come with words of like my experience. So I say, I was at whatever point in life where I couldn't say no, where I couldn't prioritize what I needed, whether it was like physical, mental, and all that. So I hope that you can now, at whatever age and whatever thing you're going through, that you can say no at the right time. because
Mm.
if when you don't, then you keep going and then you end up always like we've talked about, resentful, angry, all the things. So when I have a hard time saying no, there's just a teeny like tiny now. It's
Mhm.
it's like I'm saying like my muscle's getting better. And I don't mean no in a bad way, like I'm
Yeah.
trying to be like, F you to all the people. It's just like I just cannot. It's not I I mentally or I just cannot or I don't want to. It's gotten to the point where I'm comfortable in my head, like I don't want to do that.
Yes.
Like it's not for me.
I still find it hard though
Yeah.
to say just no with no explanation. Like I know
Well, we
some
all
people are
want to
like,
give a
you don't
thorough
have to like
story.
give an explanation. You could just say no,
It's a
and that's
full it's a
enough.
full word.
It's yes, it's a
Yeah.
sentence, but I do find it a little bit difficult
Because we've
still. I
never
have to
done it.
because yeah, it's that
Yeah.
practice.
Yeah.
And then I also have to ask myself, am I saying no? Right, obviously it's something I don't want to do or something I right now I don't have the bandwidth and I'm juggling so much. Or because I can sometimes be in that no, I don't want to because I'm tired or because I'm
Oh,
just
going
like
into that.
I'm in the comfort of my
Yeah.
home. So it's almost like I've had to learn to say no to the right things and also yes to the right things,
Yes.
to more opportunity to be in community and be with people. And
Mm-hmm.
yes, I like being at home. Sometimes I
Well,
become a
that's okay.
homebody. But where if you get invited out, I'm like, okay, yeah,
I'll
I
come
can
for a
be
little bit
home
later.
anytime. I can sleep anytime.
Yeah, I
You know,
know. And
I,
that's
I
I
want
don't
to
know if that's our
live
brain too, the
my life,
ADHD stuff.
possibly.
Because we're overloaded, like our brain's all day going.
Yeah.
And so I feel like sometimes we're just like I'm maxed out.
I
Like
was,
if I have to be out on the road again, I have to go be around people. And then I did have feel like I get a little bit of anxiety now, being old at night. I'm like I don't want to be out because I mean we live. I don't know. You all the news, everything tells you shit's gonna happen, but I know it's not, and I can't. That's
yeah.
going into like that part two and this midlife stuff. Last week we talked about our faith, but really finding that I have to trust that. I have to trust
Yeah.
my faith that hey, I'm going to go do something because it's good for me, because I want to be around people I enjoy being with, because I'm going to
Mm-hmm.
do an activity. I got one with my daughter the other day to a movie. She was here for a break, and you usually like you say, I don't want to leave my house. Once I'm in, and I live in the city, guys. Like
Mm-hmm.
I do stuff like my husband and I, we go out once a week at least. I'm out all the time, but I didn't think it was a big deal. Other times I would be like in the back of my head since like the middle of the day, like I really don't want to have to do that. I don't want to have to do that because I can say no, but this, then the same what you're saying, I could do both, and
Mm-hmm.
it's very comfortable. The yeses that matter and the nos that matter,
Yeah.
right? Where they're important, and I do have a lot of conversations where I'm like, well, why am I not saying no with myself? I don't have
Yeah.
to explain, but it's definitely it's a lot. It gets easier, and I find that trusting what I'm doing now with the faith and living in that gratitude is really part of also enjoying midlife.
So midlife is great because I feel like
Yeah,
you're almost forced to find
yeah,
yourself and to figure things out and
yeah.
what's important to you. So I'm grateful for it.
Oh my
I'm
gosh, I
great.
remember there was a big a article that Brene Brown wrote, but I've shared it with you before. But she talked, it's years old, but she talked the quote that she said basically that that midlife was like when it just midlife grabs you by the fucking shoulders basically. I was like, what the fuck are you gonna do? Are you done like fucking around? Like what are you going to do for yourself
Yeah.
basically, right? So I feel like we both had to kind of
Yes.
get kind of
Absolutely.
slapped around a little and figure it out, and even
I got
coming into
jumped. That's what I felt like. I was like, damn,
God, no
what's
more.
happening?
But coming into it, being here, like even what we're doing, finding the time to be with each
Hmm.
other, the time to do what we love, and then being okay as well that we're in this state of what you just said, like renewing the business. Like I'm doing the business coaching, like being
Hmm.
okay with that. Being a beginner is also fun instead of looking at it in that perspective of like, oh, I should already know. And why am I
Yeah.
doing this? I'm too old. I'm too that. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I shared the TikTok again last night with her and our momager, and I was like, I'm too old to be young and then too young to be old,
Mm.
right? So it's like the perfect description. And I really think about that a lot, that I'm like, well, I'm going to enjoy it right now because I mean, I am going to say it. I'm going to have health later, but this is what I have now. I love my body. I'm
Yes.
making it move. I'm doing the things like very consciously about it,
Hmm.
right? Like even now I'm working a lot of my more on my food. I didn't think about that a lot before. Like we were both raised in such a like eating disorder set, you
Hmm.
basically, right? And so it was like the skinnier the better.
Yeah.
And learning now that I'm like I read a lot, and I'm like, okay, no, you need to have like muscle mass. You need to like for your brain, like a lot of my
Hmm.
brain health. you don't
And
realize what
fats,
it's
like
doing.
your
Yes.
brain actually, yeah,
Yeah, that
needs some.
needs it. And then just kind of really diving into the wellness aspect, which I put that on my vision board, and I really have taken it in that I'm like, yeah, that is very just as important as like my mental, my spiritual,
Yes.
my physical part too. So I've never taken care of my body like I take care of it now.
Mm-hmm.
Before it was very like the
And
aesthetic.
future
Yeah,
you is
yeah.
going to be grateful. Like I've read this, or I'm sorry, I
Yes.
saw it on Instagram, and
Yeah.
it's like thinking of 80, if you're 80 years old and you
Yes.
woke up and you're
Yeah.
our age, like
Yeah.
how grateful you would be for your
Oh,
body, and how I would probably, you would take amazing care of your body
yes.
versus now, people complain
Yeah.
or,
Yeah, because
aren't
you can go
doing the
into that.
things that we know,
Yeah.
that maybe we need to do. So every now and then I'll think of that and I'm like, oh, yeah, I really need to, my future me will thank me.
Yeah, I've lived a lot in that kind of that. I think of that. What am I doing like kind of for my future? Like what am I investing? Not finance. I mean, all those things matter, but like
Mhm.
for me, what do I need? And that looks like a lot of adding fun, adding the movement, making sure I still get rest because I love my rest too. Don't worry. I mean, it's because I feel that really makes me function at like my best
Mm-hmm.
capacity, right? For all the things we do in life. And
Having
then
my
being
quiet
open,
time.
yes, the
I've
brain.
also found, I don't know what you do. This is a
Yeah.
completely because my
Yes.
ADHD, but what do you do? So, right, if you work all day and then you get home, do you feel like you need some quiet time? Because lately I've been coming in and like my husband works from home.
Yeah.
So I walk in and it's like all these ideas and I'm like, oh my God, I need like almost a mental
So
break.
yeah. So my family, we have the six of us.
Uh-huh.
Everybody has to have a block. Like we say hello, kind of as we come and go, but everybody goes to their own room, literally. Like Mark, when he gets home, he's probably just says hi, and he knows nobody wants to chat.
Mm-hmm.
So we usually I'll take probably about an hour, and
Yeah.
usually I'll do like sometimes I'll read because I'm not that good with reading right then. That's usually I do my social media
Yeah.
scrolling or I'll try to watch something
Yeah.
funny.
I just want to
But
like,
lately I've been falling asleep during that, and I'm like, obviously I need to just do a power nap. But no, do it because your body's telling you,
yeah.
and then you could come back out. It's not like, unless you're gonna be gone for like forever. Like you're not
Like I have
coming out at
to
night.
start watching Korean
Yeah.
dramas with my daughter.
Yeah.
I love them. I'm
Do
addicted.
you fall asleep or you keep up?
No,
Oh, I
but
love
that's what I
it.
was like. I just want to come home and just like
Snuggle with her.
go and watch my Korean
Well,
dramas.
but that's your decompressing
Yeah,
because your
but
brain
that's
you're
where I
not
find it
using it.
hard to say
Yeah.
no because I feel like, man, you haven't seen me all day and you want to talk, and I'm like, but I think it's better to say, hey, I need some time
little
versus
bit,
like
yeah.
sometimes I'm just looking and I'm like this
You're
glazed
tuned
look
out. Well,
and not
you're
even
not
like,
invested. It's like, but that's the reality. That's a good conversation
yeah,
to have. You know what? Maybe some days I am gonna come home and maybe didn't have a lot going on that day, so I might be like, let's chat, and I'm sitting here with you and hanging out. But
some
it's
days
so
you're
hard,
like,
even in like relationships such as ours with our husbands, that we've been together for so long, and we've set up really bad habits as co-partners. I'm gonna say
yeah,
it right, where things are kind of expected. Because I'm guilty of kind of um when I want to talk or
yeah. I
whenever
would
I'm
feel
like, please,
insulted
like, pay attention to
if
me.
he
But most
came
of the time,
home.
I'm like, dude, like my kids and Mark know my face. They are like, in. I just can't because I know that I've already done so much that. But
Yeah,
this
there's
just
just a
came now.
mental like,
Before I would be like, I'm exhausted. I can't like, I can't handle this conversation, and it's very hard because even with my younger daughter, like she likes to talk a lot,
mm-hmm,
and she'll tell me all her life, which I have to always say, be grateful, be grateful. She not a lot of kids,
yeah,
but there's times that I'll be like, hey, baby, give me like 25 minutes. And then, I'll come up to your room or then we'll,
mm-hmm,
we'll do something. And she's like, oh, okay. And usually I'll take longer. But by the time
mm-hmm.
I go to her, I'm more like my brain is like focused on her and all that
Yes.
now
Yes. I have
but that's
space. I
just
have space
now,
for
yes.
that. Yeah.
But other times I'd be like you, like glaze. And then she's like, are you listening? Do you pay attention? I'm like, I'm so tired. I still got to look at that email list. But no, thanks to my AI, guys, there's a lot happening right now that my life is so much lighter. So I know. My kids, some of them are like, it's so bad. And I'm like, you don't know what it does for me with my brain.
And because we have to do
Yeah.
so much, so you just showed
Yes.
me, and
Yeah.
I'm about to take lessons from,
Yes.
but your desktop looked amazing.
Yeah.
So
From
we talked
34,
about,
34 folders.
so you just had 34 like on your
Just
desktop,
of everything.
and
Personal,
it can
family,
go
business,
in
all
and
that. And
like,
then it just gave me 5 buckets, and then it put them all, and it scanned all my files inside my folders.
did you physically have
Nope,
to move the? Oh
nothing.
my God!
I gave it the dispatch head. I'm like, I just sent it to do a task. It's a task. I'm
I
excited.
need to take all next week off and just. I feel like this would like change my life. I know I
If
need to
you
do
can
it. It's just like
lock in an hour, I would say. See, now we do this and we lock in. Like I know that I function like my momager. We used to talk in the mornings, but I tell her I'm like, nope. I'm like I do the 4 to 5 hours. Like that's my max.
yeah,
Now
you're
if I do
focused.
lunch, then I go back and I'll do another hour, like 2 to 3. But I know that I have to like I have to kind of leave
Yes.
the phone on the side. I have to just do what I'm doing and take my plant-based ADHD medicine, and it's been good. I mean, I'm curious because I haven't done my ADHD medication. That might be really good if I do it
Mhm.
next week and
Mhm.
do some more of the dashboard with it. But yeah, it eliminates a lot of things. So your brain in the morning is not like I did my schedule and I did the block. So I'm like, okay, weekly I'll adjust, but
Uh-huh.
I'm adhering to that because I that's gonna help me. I'm
Yeah.
kind of feeding it like this is what I do. This is what I do. Like I need to plug in rest time. I need to
Yes.
plug in this time. So it's not sexy, but damn it is.
It sounds sexy. Now in my
To
40s,
be
these are my
free.
sexy things that sound sexy. Systems, structure.
Calendars,
Yes, like
reminders,
all of that. I'm like, oh, that
cleaning,
sounds
clean
amazing.
mailbox,
Organized, like just that. All of
the
anything
folders.
organization
Oh
is
my
like
gosh.
sexy. I don't want to be hearing
Yes.
about
A clean
clubs and
closet.
yeah,
A clean
yes,
closet.
all of that is
Dishes
like,
done.
oh,
Oh my gosh.
it,
Cozy pajamas. See how much joy there is? I mean,
don't buy me flowers, just clean the dishes. Just,
Yes,
but also
load the
buy me
dishwasher.
flowers too.
I can go by myself, but no, but yes, that's what you find. So that's what makes it
That's
fun,
part of
right?
midlife too.
That's part of midlife what we enjoy because
Midlife
we
sexy
never did it
words.
before,
Ooh, yeah,
and
yeah.
then learning about ourselves. I think too, right? We're like in the season we keep talking about, but our children aren't. Mine are. I have two out of the house already. I have one about to leave to college, and you have your first one going.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're adjusting to a lot of things. And I think because we have found kind of this groove now where we're like happy with, we kind of love ourselves that
Yeah.
we're better prepared for all of what's happening, right? It doesn't
Mm-hmm.
feel like overwhelm and oh my gosh and the sadness and or whatever anxiety or like why and
Mm-hmm.
why I have to
Mm-hmm.
go through this. Now we're kind of like, oh, it's a lot. I'm gonna do it and I'm gonna live it and enjoy it and then I'm gonna keep doing.
Yeah. I remember when I first, so we see the
Yeah,
same therapist and I haven't seen her in forever.
yeah.
And I feel like, man, it's nice.
You want to go back and see her?
But I do, but I can like, look how I've grown. Give me a star. No, I'm just kidding. But I remember she would say, just get curious about why you feel
Hmm.
different things.
Yeah.
And in my 20s and 30s, I don't think I ever would stop to analyze why I was reacting a certain way, why I was having certain
Hmm.
thoughts, why I was criticizing myself. And I do feel that's what midlife also does for you.
Hmm.
Sometimes the voices get so loud and that you start finally paying attention.
Hmm.
And I started getting a lot more curious. So now I'll like have a reaction or a trigger or a thought. I'm like, man, where's that coming from? And I don't know if
Hmm.
that happens for you as well. It's like almost I don't judge it or I don't critique myself.
Hmm.
Definitely my critiquing of myself. I
Yeah.
feel that voice is like Becky. Becky's like chill.
Asleep.
She's like, yeah, she's been taking a nap. But I find it really interesting that I can accept like, okay, this is not me. This trigger, this emotion is not necessarily me, but where is it coming
Hmm.
from? Like where in little me is it
Yeah,
coming
yeah,
from?
yeah.
Do you feel like
I
that's
lot
happened more in
mine
your
do a lot of the
40s or
questioning of like where is it coming from, and then it's kind of like, okay, it's fine. It's
yeah.
fine that I'm mad. It's fine that I'm sad. It's fine that I'm that or that I'm exhausted. But
Mm-hmm.
it's not a permanent state. Like I
Yeah.
am feeling. I try to do that word where I am feeling it, where not that I am,
Yeah.
because I remember you talk a lot about the words and what we say about ourselves. Like if I say I'm exhausted, well, of course I want to be exhausted. If I say I'm angry, I'm going to
Mm-hmm.
live in that. Now I am feeling that a lot. I am feeling most of the time right now really grateful, and I have a lot of those days where I have a lot of just emotional things happen and they don't freak me out.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm okay. The tears come out easier. I don't judge them. I don't
Mm-hmm.
think I'm like weak, or that I'm supposed to be this woman made of steel that has
Yeah.
no feelings, because that makes me sad for her, for like that person that I really thought I had to be. Like
Yeah.
that's just it can be heartbreaking when you reflect back on that. But there's nothing I could do. Like that had to happen to me, or believe that about myself, to in order to be here talking so
Yes.
freely about it, right?
Yes. Absolutely.
But no, the old parts still want to show up though. I mean, they always do. Like that
Oh
that
yeah.
that's being okay. I'm okay with that too.
Mm-hmm.
Like is it the internal family systems that you've talked
Yes.
about? Like it's kind
I
of
love
like
that.
right, the manager and the firefighter. Like I
Mm-hmm.
kind of been diving into that right now the past few weeks, and I'm like, of course we all have these little roles inside. That's, you know,
Yeah.
and you have to quiet. You kind of have to sit in stillness. So we did. So this is an amazing thing we did on Sunday, which was Easter for us. Both of us spent with our families and had a great time. And it was, did it rain? It
It
was a
did rain.
rainy
I was a
weekend. We
rainy.
had we
Yes.
had other exciting things happen with our team. So it was just a beautiful weekend. But I had booked us tickets to a sound bath
Oh,
meditation. And
amazing.
previous, like Paula likes to say, other years we would have never. She lives far from this place. I live a little, obviously closer to it, but we made it. It was at 8 p.m.
Yes.
on a Sunday night, on a gloomy, dark night,
It was
and we got
perfect.
there, and it was like perfection. There was parts while we were doing it that my body was like uncomfortable, but I realized once I got home,
Mm-hmm.
I was like, it's because I've never done things away, like let's say the holidays, that I remove myself from that, right? Like I did do it 2 years ago. My husband took me to see Beyonce on Christmas
Mm-hmm.
Day, and my kids, because we don't, Christmas Day is not big for us. Like we do breakfast and that's it. And he's like, you were so happy that day, but I was like, yeah, because I did something for me. So this that
Mm-hmm.
we did the sound bath, I don't know for you, but it was like, I really, when we were in there, and we did, it was a little meditation and all that, and I just felt like, wow, look how far I've come, like, to myself. I was like, here you are, just, willing to do this.
Mm-hmm.
Could have stayed home and been cozy.
Yeah.
And I mean, I applaud you. I'm so proud of you. I give
Thank
you
you.
a gold star because that's a commitment
Mm-hmm.
to ourselves.
And also, I'm
Yes.
all. I feel like, and I think again, universe kind of
Yeah.
tests to see will you react the same way.
Mm-hmm.
And so I remember telling them I spent the whole day with the family,
Yeah.
right? And then they wanted to cook some dinner, and so I did all these things. I was like, hey, I'm gonna go to the sound
Yeah.
bowl thing, and usually, again, like
Yeah.
you, I wouldn't. Because I feel guilty. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
going to prioritize
Yeah.
myself. I can do it when they're not here.
Yes.
So it was a big thing to do this
Yeah.
on
To
Easter
walk away.
Sunday as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
Like, and say, I'm going to prioritize myself and just have like a little bit of
Yeah.
downtime. I've been doing stuff with you. And my husband was like, oh, you're going to go, and oh, we're going to miss you. It was like a little bit more than usual. Like, even like texts of like, oh, when you coming home? And I was like, man, but I'm
The
still going to
universe.
go
It's like,
because I love myself. I mean,
mm-hmm.
obviously, I
Yeah.
love it, but you have to give yourself
Yes.
that love.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
give yourself whatever it is
Yeah.
that you need. And it was perfect. And
Yes.
it was just 1 hour, really like 2
Yeah.
hours with the drive time and
Yeah.
everything. But and everybody was fine.
Yes.
And honestly, even if I had stayed home, by the time you spend all day together, they probably would have eaten, and then
Mhm.
they'd go to their rooms
Yes.
and,
Yeah. Yeah.
okay, what are we going to watch? We're still sitting watching
Yeah.
something together, but
Yeah.
am I really needed? Are we really like, spending
Mm-hmm.
all this time together? We've done a lot of quality
Yes.
time today. So it was nice to have quality time for
For
me and
you.
also like for
Yeah.
us.
Yeah.
So yeah, kudos to us.
Yes, it
We did
was.
really
It
good.
was. So midlife is pretty awesome.
And
I want to tell everybody, women and men, there's just a lot to be found, and I feel that I have more freedom to
mhm.
be me, to do the things I want to do.
Yeah, it's an
So not,
opportunity to
yeah,
find yourself
yeah,
again if you lost yourself, which I think a lot
yes.
of us do.
And without feeling like, for a lot of it, I feel often that without having to ask for permission or validation that I'm doing the right thing. A lot
hmm
is like right now, I'm like, well, let me see if that works. Okay.
Yeah,
And
life
it's
is an
fine.
experiment. I think I
Yeah.
realized that. I think we always thought we have to this path and it has to be this way,
Yes.
and
Yes.
the control of that drives you insane, and you're not acting the way I want you to, so therefore I'm mad, when honestly that's only hurting me.
Mm-hmm.
So I think letting go a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
which I guess you figure out in your mid 40s, because you're like, oh shit, that was an illusion. I didn't control anything.
Never have.
In fact, this is just driving me crazy, and I'm probably driving other people crazy because I'm
Mhm.
so like, it has to be this
Uptight.
way.
Well,
Yeah.
yes. I just
Like, that's not fun.
briefly
I
that.
wouldn't want to be around.
So I see. I mean, like all of us, but I don't know if you follow like the younger, like influencers, whatever, right? That have kids and stuff. And I love to see them because I follow some that before they had kids and now they're
Mhm.
families. And of course, I know that this is what people show people. But some of them, I'm like, it's so interesting to me to see how they're in their mid 30s, so relaxed. They'll travel abroad like far away places, Paula, and
Mm-hmm.
no plan in place. They're enjoying their life. They're being with their husband, like, and they're like, we just adapt to the kids and all. And I'm like, what I would have given to have been that free with my children.
Yeah.
I spent decades probably with the way my uptightness and wanting to have that illusion of this picture
Perfect.
perfect
Yeah.
things, and if it didn't go away the way and we talked about this even now, and now I'm so excited because this year I have found like freedom in just letting it go. They're kind of
Mm-hmm.
shocked that I'm like, even my husband, I'm like, well, no, you figured it out, like kind of even, and it's so freeing again.
Mm-hmm.
So this, I've given myself allowed myself to have permission to just be free and in a lot of aspects of my personal life, and even in work I find that some I'm not as uptight about things
Mm-hmm.
need to be. I'm free, like I open it to, I'm like, okay, well, what do you think, okay, what can we do?
Yeah.
I don't come in with I've got it all, I got to figure it out, or I have to carry it all. Oh my god, the carrying it all
Mm-hmm.
for everybody. And I am also learning I can hold space for people, and I don't have to
Yes.
try to solve it or be a fixer, or, come in with my cape.
Yes.
Like it's just, I'm like, okay, well, listen, I'm sorry that's happening to you. You know, I
Mm-hmm.
don't have to say, oh, do you want, you should do this. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Or feelings that would make you uncomfortable. I'm like, that's a lot. Like, I don't know. Like,
Run.
I'm like, what's happening?
Just wanted you to say you were fine.
Yeah.
Like
I
I
was just
saw that it
asking.
was like
Now I'm like, okay, I
the
won.
perfect words in Spanish for us, which is really cool to say, because if somebody asks you how you are, and that they're like, they say that we can say más o menos, because
Mm-hmm.
it can be, más
Yeah.
o menos, like kind of a little, okay, so.
Yeah.
I guess it
So
is,
yeah.
but it's awesome to be able to think that. But most of us were kind of, when we were younger, everybody were trying to, I don't know if it's our generation, but trying to pretend, or have it all together, and then you end up having to realize you don't.
And that's even like, I think with God,
Yeah.
which we talked about last week, but
Yeah.
the fact that when you're like, oh, I'm fine, I've got it handled. It's like, well, if you're not asking for help, then how are you
Yeah.
going to get help?
Yeah.
Because we're
Yeah.
trying to put
Well,
it, yeah,
I think it's just
pretend.
being okay with, like, that you're co-creating. I think for me, I find in
Mm-hmm.
my faith that I'm like, okay, what do you need me to do? How should I be? And I will follow,
Yeah.
right? And in whatever way, because I have to do the work myself, but I have faith that you're going to show me
Work
the way.
through me.
Exactly. We are a living miracle, guys. I mean, look at NASA. I'm in love with all those things. That has been my joy for like the past 2 weeks, right? So I will wrap it up with that. But that, in the grand scheme of things, that shows us that, right? They showed us, the astronauts, about how we are literally all connected, and we're on this
Yes.
beautiful planet, and we're here so briefly, right?
Yes.
And to think about how what really matters. I am grateful, so grateful. Every year that passes, it's like I'm so grateful,
Mm-hmm.
so grateful.
And enjoy it. Enjoy every day, every year that you're here,
yeah,
because it is short.
it is. It's a blink.
And midlife is amazing once you can really just take a look at it and say, and just accept it for what it is instead of trying to control it.
That's the best part. So
Yes.
anyway,
Stay Delulu.
and make it happen. See you next time.